What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here, welcome back to the channel and welcome along to episode number 11 of the F122 Road to GOAT Driver Career Mode series for the Dutch Grand Prix here at the ZANDVOORT circuit. If you guys did miss the last episode, make sure to go check that one out before you see this one. There'll be the link in the top right hand corner of your screen now. So it's a very exciting race. Last time we had to fight back through the field. Hopefully we'll try and get some more points on the board today if we can. Starting from P15 in our Williams machine, so looking forward to seeing what we can do from this far back. In terms of strategies, we sit on the grid waiting for the start of the formation lap. We'll be going from the mediums to the hards as usual. It'll be we'll stop one lap earlier than the usual strategy. We'll stop on lap number 15 and we'll go 21 laps on the hards to the end, and we'll go lower on the fuel as always. So we'll see just where that gets us over the course of the Grand Prix. So come to the end of the formation lap now. Looking forward to the start of this one. Of course, the aim, as I say, is to get some more points on the board. We scored last time out in Belgium. We spun early on, but we managed to get our way back to the field to claim those last couple of points. So we're going to try and keep that form going as best we can here as we line up on the grid for the start. Waiting to get into our grid slot and now for those lights to go out. So see what we can do from this position. It's the Dutch Grand Prix. So you go to 5 red lights here to get this one underway. And it's lights out, foot to the floor, go, go, go. Decent getaway compared to Magnussen. Stroll around us, Stroll's on our inside, going towards that first corner. Braking for turn number 1, going to try and get him back and go to the inside of Magnussen as well. 3 abreast into that first turn. Going to go through the middle of both of them and try and get a good exit as best we can here. Going to force out Magnussen on our outside. Stroll has no choice but to drop back and we're up into P14, so that's 1 place gain so far. Going to try and go around the outside of Lando Norris if we can through this very tight turn at number 4. It's a good exit, but Lando's still alongside us there to make our way towards the end of that first sector, but very good start regardless. Going to try and keep it going here on these medium tyres. Of course, everyone else around us is on softs. We battle with Norris here for that long sweeping right-hander. I've commonly made mistakes there in the past, but not today. We're set to the inside of Norris and still trying to take that place away, and we get clear of him out of the turn. So that's another place gain for us, and we're up into P13. It's not bad at all here. Pierre Gasly, our next target, but he's getting away a bit, so this could be all we get from this opening lap. So 2 places gained as we come towards the end of lap number 4 now. Pushed quite away on into the race. DRS has now been deployed, and our next target being Guan Yu Zhou. Gasly got around the Alfa Romeo, so we want to try and take him on ourselves, repeat what the Frenchman did down this main straight and towards turn number 1. DRS is deployed using a bit more ERS as well on the exit corner and going into turn number 1. They'll dive to the inside of the Alfa Romeo and try and get the place off, and with a good exit, that's all we need to take away P12. So we're closing in on those point paying places. Bottas and Gasly, the next 2 targets for us. We make our way towards turn 1 once again. Do the same thing to Gasly, we did to Zhou into the first corner, diving late. Really good on the stoppers, and on the exit they try and slide in front. Bottas, a bit of a slide down the exit for him of the first corner, but he's managed to get away with it. And onto lap number 8 now. Again, we're really pushing Bottas here, but I don't think we're going to be able to get him this time. We're a bit far back, even with the DRS. It may be a bit too risky to go for it into turn number 1. So we're going to hold back just for the moment and see if we can wait for him to make some kind of mistake so we can pray on and try and take the place. There he is, we're all over him here, just trying to keep with him as best we can. Of course, his Alfa Romeo a lot faster than our Williams still. We have been making gains all season, but it hasn't been enough to really catch up to those bigger teams. We are getting points regardless, which is always a positive. So we're still chasing Bottas regardless. And coming on to DRS straight here towards the last sector. DRS now deployed, going to try and chase him down the straight. Sets him make a move later on the brakes into the corner. There he goes. Bottas locking up a bit though, and we'll take full advantage and do a switchback, go dancing around the outside and move up into the points paying places. Brilliant move there. We're taking full advantage of Bottas' lock up, and now just like that we've got a point on the board provided we can keep this position for the rest of the race. There's still a long way to go, and Bottas has really dropped back though, so we've got a bit of a cushion between us now. But we've got some cars coming into the pit lane already for their first stops of the Grand Prix. It won't be too long before we have to come in ourselves. Of course, we're pitting on lap number 15, so we've got a few more laps till our first and what should be only stop of the Grand Prix, and Bottas will be keeping us company until then. But we push on midway through lap number 11 here. Bottas is about a second back, so we have gained a bit of time on the chasing pack behind us. We're currently running in P5 because those drivers have made stops. We've lost the back end of the car though. We've gone on the curb a bit too much. We're going to lose a number of places here, and I'm getting a serious sense of deja vu to last time out in Belgium. We spun it, but kept the car out of the wall. We've lost a number of places though. We could lose P8 so should he get us into the corner. Going to try and switch back again, similar to how we did on Bottas, and now out of the corner, getting distraction on the outside. That's a brilliant exit. It just goes to show we've still got a little bit of fight in us yet. It's come to the end of lap number 15 now for our first and what should be only stop of this Grand Prix. Pitting onto the hard tyres, we'll do about 21 laps on those to the end of the race. Trying to get the turning right for the start as we usually do, and we put it on optimal as always. So a good stop for us is in order. It'll be 2.4 seconds as we leave our pit box with those new tyres on the car, and we'll have to see where we emerge on the racetrack. Both Bottas and Zhou stayed out, so we'll have to wait and see where we come out in comparison to them as well. There goes Norris on the left-hand side of us, as we make our way out the pit lane. We get a warning for crossing the white line by accident, so unfortunately there we keep in front of Gasly though, because he was in front of us a while back. He's behind us now. He's come to the end at number 17 now. Bottas did get out in front of us, but Guan Yu Zhou is yet to make his exit. I think at this rate, he might actually get out in front of both us and Bottas, so he may have gained a place of his teammate out of all this. So good exit from Zhou. They try and close up to Bottas, but Zhou gets out in front of both of us. So in this battle between us and Alfa Romeo, it appears they're winning for the time being. It's pushing to number 18 now, reaching the halfway stage of this Grand Prix. Still chasing both Alfa Romeo cars here on a consistent push. And you look at the inside of Bottas here, go into the next right-hander, go very late on the stoppers, and that is the move completed. Brilliant exit, allows us to keep in front of the Finn, and we'll try and chase his teammate next. We've got the DRS down this next straight and see what we can do with it. Using a bit of a battery, so we haven't got much of it left, so let's try and conserve that over the points the rest of the race. Zhou is still there, our next target. We've got him in our sights firmly, about half a second separating us there to make our way through the third sector. A good run, just trying to follow him as best we can as he comes towards these last couple of corners. Careful not to run wide, we're going to keep it away from the curbs and going for that long sweeping right-hander towards the main straight once again. DRS now redeployed on the run towards turn number 1. There we go, really closing on Zhou. We're going to pull out to the right-hand side, going into towards that first corner, try and make something happen of it. And there we go to the inside, just about getting the room we need, just sticking our nose in to behind Zhou's Alfa Romeo, and we managed to get out in front of him as well. So that's another place gained back up into P11. But of course, those points paying places right now a bit out of our possession, a bit out of our reach rather, as it stands. On to lap number 21 here, we've gone a bit too wide, they've gone onto the curbs, and we're sliding almost off the track there. And all of a sudden, that large gap we had to Zhou is about a second at this stage, and it's now been reduced to almost nothing. We've gone wide again, and Zhou could try and take advantage, got the inside, and keep in front of him for the time being, but he's got the DRS on us, going down towards that right-hander. Let's be very careful now, because all of a sudden we've got it all over us. In a dive to our inside, going into the corner, so he's on our outside for the left-hander, but we've got the better line on the exit, and so we'll be able to hold on to P11 for the time being. Bottas and Zhou go side by side behind us, so they won't bother us for the moment. But we push on to the next lap, number 22 now. And again, we're going through that same right-hander. We've got even wider this time. We make a mistake going onto the grass here. Bottas goes through, and Zhou might slide through as well. That's both places lost to the Alfa Romeos there. That's a crucial mistake that has cost us dearly here. And now I've got to work to get back around them as quickly as we can as we really put DRS. So we're in lap number 24 now. Looking to make a move on Zhou, try and get one of those two places back. DRS once again deployed, the rear wing open as we charge towards turn 1. Going to follow him to the middle and move to the outside of the last second as we go late on the brakes around his outside in turn 1. And on the exit, we've got the better drive off, and that's one of the places done. Let's try and take the other one now off of Bottas. 2 laps later, at the start of lap number 27, again following Bottas in the middle. This time we're going to look to the inside though into turn 1. So go very late on the brakes once more, being careful not to hit him. And on the exit, once again, better drive off because this time we're on the inside, so you have the better line. Pushing on to lap number 28 now, we've got trouble. All of a sudden, I've only just noticed the fuel is in the red here in these last couple of laps of the Grand Prix. So we've got to try and bring that down as much as we can in order to actually finish the race without going into low fuel mode, which could cost us, considering these two have been snapping at our heels consistently throughout this Grand Prix. And Gasly's still in the train as well, so we have to be careful of him as well. So it's still for P11, but I'd like to try and finish as hard as we can regardless. On to lap 29 now, Bottas getting around us towards turn 1. I'm going to try and go late on the brakes to get him again. So it's a real showdown between the pair of us here. And Zhou also lurking in the background. He's going to take away P12 on the exit. Bottas drops back, Gasly gets around him too. On to lap number 30 here. We're still struggling in terms of that fuel. We've got a gap to Zhou. Let's try and back it up though, especially go slow through those corners in order to actually try and bring the fuel down as best we can. So that if we are going to run out of fuel, it can be late on in the final lap. Zhou once again looking at us. He's going to go to the left-hand side now towards the right-hander. It's on our outside with a better line going in, but we'll be on the outside for the left-hander coming afterwards. And there we go. Try to force Zhou out, and we have to make sure that we stay in front for a bit longer. So Zhou back behind us here. A couple more laps to go. On to lap number 31. He's got 5 more laps to go in this Grand Prix. Zhou looking at us again down the main straight towards turn 1. He's got a better run on us and takes the place away into that first corner. I'm going to try and get him back, but he's a bit too far forward. So I'll stick behind him for the time being. Hold back, just wait for a better opportunity to try and get the place. I'm going to keep on pushing him to the absolute limit here. The yellow flag's out further ahead. Unsure as to what that's about, and that's a bit like one of the Mercedes. It's Lewis Hamilton, the championship leader, all of a sudden has a problem and is out of the Dutch Grand Prix just like that. And that could be a major blow for him in the race for the Drivers' Championship. The chasing pack behind him could catch up, and it also means crucially for us that we're now chasing Guan Yu Zhou for one single solitary point in this Grand Prix. So we've got work to do now in order to get back around him. We've also got to try and make the finish as well. So all of a sudden our situation can be made a lot more dire because there's a point on the line. DRS deployed down the main straight as we charge towards turn number 1 once again. Just a few more laps to try and take Zhou and keep him behind us. to the inside at turn 1. Zhou locks up, and that makes our job a lot easier as we slide through on the inside to take away P10. And we now have that point in our possession. We've still got to hold on for a bit longer here in order to try and keep these guys behind us. As we come towards the last lap, the train behind us has really started to grow. We've been backing everyone up as best we can. Bottas is now in P11. And as we start the final lap of this race, it's going to be all over us here. And it is more or less a foregone conclusion at this point. If you look at the fuel that we are going to run out towards the end of the laps, the best we can do is just try and get away. But Bottas is not letting us do that. He might try and pull to the inside here. He will. We've left him too much space and he's go for it underneath us. But on the exit, we're going to get a better drive off once again. And here comes Charles Leclerc at the front of the pack. He's on his way through to take a second consecutive victory. He won in Spa, and now he's going to win in Zandvoort, closing off the final corner. Max Verstappen's playground now belongs to Charles Leclerc, who wins in the Netherlands. Russell comes home second, and Verstappen home in third, keeping up his podium record in the Netherlands for his home Grand Prix. As for us, we've got a few more corners to go here, but Bottas still not letting us get away. There he goes, still keeping right there behind us. He didn't go for a move into the corner like I expected him to. And we've just got a few more corners left to go. But we are going to kick into low fuel mode any moment now, so we could lose out to all of these cars, depending on where we run out. Come through the final corner now to complete this Dutch Grand Prix, and it's run out at just the point we didn't want it to. Bottas almost losing the car, takes away the point. Zhou's going to get us, Gaz is going to get us, and Charles might just get us, but no. We managed to hold it on the line, but P13 in the end, after what could have been a point scoring day, but the fuel just about didn't make it to the end. So frustrating to miss out on that point, but still, what a race that was.
It's a great race then, and a magnificent victory here at the Dutch Grand Prix. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we could talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those that we've witnessed today.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
So there you have it then, victory for Charles Leclerc, his second consecutive win here in Zandvoort to add to his win in Belgium. It's George Russell comes home in second, so representation on the podium for Mercedes, and Verstappen, the home hero, in third position. But still, for us, a very frustrating end to the Grand Prix. We could have scored that point, but we'll have to try and just regroup and come back stronger for the next race. Hopefully those fuel issues won't plague us any longer, but still, brilliant stuff.
Our championship leader is still sat at the top of the standings, but their rivals have made up some solid ground today. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
It's got to be Lando Norris, hasn't it? Smooth, confident and assured. I've got no doubt that he and his team are going to be over the moon with his performance today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
So we've reached the end of a fantastic Dutch Grand Prix. We'll have a look now at the top 10 in the final results. So Leclerc wins the race, then Russell second, Verstappen third, Perez fourth, Sainz in fifth, Alonso sixth, Ocon seventh, Ricciardo in eighth, Norris in ninth, and Valtteri Bottas claims the final point for the Alfa Romeo team. Zhou 11th, Gasly 12th, we come home in 13th. Oh, frustrating to lose it at the end, but it was a brilliant race against the two Alfa Romeos. They've really given us a good show today, and that battle will continue between us and that team as we continue to try and chase them in the Constructors' Championship, and there was points to be gained, but we've just about lost out on them in the end. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, 5 points now separating Sainz and Hamilton at the top of the standings, thanks to Hamilton's retirement, which is unfortunate, but what are you going to do at the end of the day? We still sit in 11th place there, currently best of the rest. Bottas gets another point on us, and it's another point for Alfa Romeo, who sit just 2 points clear of us in the Constructors' Championship, tied with AlphaTauri. We're still in 8th, so there is a realistic chance of another point scoring finish. We could potentially pull clear of them. We'll have to wait and see. If you want to see how that battle comes to an end as we close towards the last couple of rounds of the season, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video today, make sure to like and share it as well with all your friends. And until next time, you guys, again, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed this one, and I hope I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.